World Heavyweight title just changed hands and could be leading to more big things, so we'll see what's happening there. We'll also check out what's happening with Ron Killings, CM Punk, and more, starting things off with the World Heavyweight title match between Gunther and Jey Uso, because even though it was a standard clean match, the way the events unfolded there was still very shocking and surprising to everyone. It was announced even before Jey's title defense against Logan Paul that Gunther would be waiting to face the winner of that match on June 9th, and that's what we just saw. It was a long-fought battle between Jey and Gunther. Rumors were circulating all day long that something interesting would happen during the finish of this world title match. You had fans speculating about a cash-in from Seth Rollins, maybe a Goldberg return to confront Gunther, but those guesses were all wrong. The surprising finish that was being discussed was the idea of Gunther beating Jey Uso cleanly and making him pass out to win the world title back. That was the surprise. Everyone was expecting Jey to sneak past Gunther one more time and successfully defend his title, but that was not the case. It was a clean win that also served as a very unexpected win, because even though no one was expecting Jey's reign to go for that long, no one expected it to be this short either. This match ended Jey's reign at just over 50 days long. His reign consisted of 3 title defenses, none of which took place at premium live events. He had a title defense against Seth Rollins that featured heavy amounts of outside interference. Then he had a title defense against Logan Paul, which once again featured a lot of outside interference, and then the match against Gunther, which featured no outside interference, and he lost. There's definitely a lot of mixed reactions from fans on the end of Jey's reign. Some think it was a great time to end it, some think maybe it could have gone on for a bit longer, but it looks like the World Champion chapter has closed for Jey Uso, and the title now belongs to Gunther again. So outside of Jey's 50-day-long title reign, Gunther has pretty much been the world champion since last year's SummerSlam event. As far as the big hidden reason for this title change and Gunther regaining the title, it's possible that this was done to set up a major world title match that could take place in a matter of a few weeks on July 12th. It was last year where WWE displayed Gunther and Goldberg getting into a verbal and physical dispute with each other, clearly hinting at the idea of a return match for Goldberg, and Goldberg has been very vocal that he is getting one last retirement match in WWE and how it is coming up real soon. Despite the date and return not being officially confirmed quite yet, the highly rumored date for Goldberg's retirement match is July 12th during the Atlanta-hosted edition of Saturday Night's Main Event. It may not be his actual hometown, but Georgia is like a second home to Goldberg. He went to college there, played professional football there, his son played college football there, so he has a lot of rich history in that state, and that's why everyone believes that state will host his final WWE match. As far as who would be Goldberg's opponent on July 12th, that'll be the man that they teased his conflict with last year, and that's Goldberg. Even during Jey's title reign, Gunther versus Goldberg was still expected to take place, but as a non-title match. But now that Gunther has regained the World Heavyweight title, that now opens up the possibility of making Gunther versus Goldberg a World Heavyweight title match, presenting Goldberg the opportunity to win a world title right as he retires and walks off into the sunset. Goldberg has been hyping up his final match for a long time. He claims that he's in great shape and believes he will shock and surprise everyone with what he could still do during his final match. If this match is going to take place on July 12th, though, that means they'll have to really step on the gas pedal here to build up this feud in the coming weeks, because that date is technically just a little over 4 weeks away. And the WWE schedule is very fast moving, so if this is in fact that date of Goldberg's last match, it seems possible to think that he will make a return to Raw in the coming weeks. It also looks like WWE doesn't really believe in surprise returns anymore. They announce everything beforehand, so it's also possible that Goldberg's Raw return won't be a surprise and could get promoted several days before. But if Goldberg does return in the coming weeks, expect that match and program with Gunther to start right away. Even in his post-match interview, Gunther did address everyone that was speculating about Seth Rollins and Goldberg running into the match, but how all those stars are avoiding him because they know They're not on his same level. So there's a little Goldberg call out right there by Gunther that sort of flew under the radar, but very well could result in that actual matchup coming to life there. So be on the lookout for Goldberg versus Gunther potentially unfolding here in the very near future. The other big thing coming out of Raw is R-Truth's transformation into Ron Killings. He got up there on the commentary table and sounded like he was answering indirectly to some of the things John Cena was saying about him. Cena said that Ron was nothing but a sideshow comedy act whose greatest accomplishment was impersonating John Cena. Cena also critiqued the fans, saying how they use their voice for the wrong thing and how they all don't matter. Well, Ron Killings basically countered everything that John Cena said. He told the fans that they do matter. Their voice matters, and he was back only because of them. And to prove that he's not a comedy sideshow or gimmick, he took a pair of scissors to his head and fully cut all his hair off. He said that he loves R-Truth, but R-Truth was too funny, too forgiving, and too nice. He said that the real him is nothing like that at all. And he revealed that he's now Ron Killings. So the reason for the new look there is because R-Truth is pretty much long gone. This man is now Ron Killings. No more jokes, no more comedy, no more confusion. Ron Killings is a serious act that should serve as a threat to anyone. Reports claim that Ron specifically negotiated to use his real name for his return as a way to build hype and recognition around his real name so that once his time is up with the company again, he can go out and appear at bookings as Ron Killings, a name that even more fans would be familiar with after this run. So a real smart move there by Ron. Introduce everyone to your real name because that's the name you'll be using during life after WWE. As far as the duration of this deal for Ron, no solid confirmation is out about that quite yet. But all that's being reported is that it's a decent amount of time that will allow him to have an actual proper final run compared to how he was previously treated. And as far as what's next for Ron Killings, judging by the way he was talking, it certainly sounded like John Cena was still in his crosshairs. John Cena had some very hurtful things to say about Ron during the opener of Raw, and Ron responded to mostly all of it during his own segment. So considering the indirect back and forth there, some fans are feeling like Ron and Cena are not finished with each other quite yet. They're currently advertising John Cena versus CM Punk for Night of Champions in just a few weeks. There's some fans out there wondering if this is a fake out advertisement and wondering if Punk could get brutally attacked days before Night of Champions, leading to a last second replacement being needed. And if that turns out to be the case, then could Ron Killings step up to the plate to face John Cena at Night of Champions and push Punk's title match to SummerSlam? You got some fans wondering if that could be the case because they're promoting Cena versus Punk, but Ron Killings seems to be still coming after John Cena, so how could that impact everything?
But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.